Thanks for checking in on him. Why would you say that to the girlfriend of your coworker? Cheating is one thing. It's already bad, right? But to be caught by your dad? That's it. Down with Pam. Yeah. Hey guys, I'm V and you're tuned into Honey Hearts. Today, our slogan for the stories are, what should I do? We got some crazy stories and I'm excited to have you here with me. We're here to judge, relax, have some fun, maybe go through some heartbreaking and heartwarming stories together. Let's get into it. Our first story is from the subreddit, Am I Overreacting? Am I overreacting when boyfriend stayed overnight at a female coworker's home while drunk? I, 27-year-old female, have been living with my boyfriend, 25-year-old male, for 5 years. His workplace, a restaurant, is shutting down soon for rebranding. Last night, his boss threw a dinner party for the staff. He texted me about the party. I reminded him to watch how much he drinks and to drive home safely. He reassured me that he will, and he'll get off the usual time, 11 p.m. I didn't get an update from him until 1 a.m., texting me that he might have drunk a little too much and doesn't feel safe driving back. He said he's being driven to one of his coworkers' house. I'll call her Pam. He said he'll rest at her house to sober up for an hour or two. Pam also happens to be his partner for a drink vendor business they've recently started. I've only met her once. I just know she's one of the people at work he's most close with. And he would go drinking/eating with her and a few other coworkers after work once a week. He'll have a glass of wine at most, never drunk. My boyfriend also stops by her house a few times a month to work on their startup or sometimes during long lunch breaks to play video games. Pam lives 5 minutes away from the workplace. She has 2 other female roommates. Our house is 20 minutes away. I have bad anxiety. I tried calling him back, no answers. I find Pam's phone number in his contacts. She answers and tells me he's safe, he's fine, just nauseous and not in the mind to drive back. He's asleep on her couch and she said, thanks for checking in on him. He didn't come home until 7 a.m. He apologized and told me his boss kept pushing drinks on him. I have not spoken to him since this morning. No, just a list of poor decision making back to back. You promised, by you I mean boyfriend. Boyfriend promised that he would be conscious of how much he drinks. Didn't do that. He said that he would get off at 11 p.m. Didn't do that. He said that he's just going to sober up for an hour or two at his coworker's house, at Pam's house. Didn't do that. And then he sleeps over and doesn't come back until 7 a.m. It's normal to feel a bit frantic that your partner has promised multiple times to keep in touch with you, and then he just doesn't. And now he's at a female coworker's house and he slept there till 7 a.m. I think it'll be different if Pam and OP have a great relationship and bond and they've been communicative through this whole process. But she's only met Pam once. She doesn't even know the coworker that well. And now her boyfriend is just crashing over impromptu after poor decision making back to back. I mean, I'm sorry. I'm kind of suspicious that something else is going on here between boyfriend and Pam that we don't know about. Let's see. OP says, I have not spoken to him since this morning. I'm upset because everything he told me was thrown out the door. I'm a person of my word. When he told me he wouldn't drink much, I believed him. I understand being in the moment and not keeping track of your alcohol intake, but still, why tell me all that when you were going to drink that much anyway? He's never gotten this drunk before. He was planning to go to an actual bar with his coworkers tonight anyway. I assumed the dinner party was just a farewell dinner. He could have taken a rideshare home. I could have booked it for him. He could have asked me to drive him home and help him pick up his car in the morning. I would have happily done so, but he didn't. He crashed at a female coworker's home. He simply dropped a text before his phone was silenced. I had to call a girl I barely knew and ask her about my boyfriend's condition. I don't want to be controlling. He has his nights out frequently. I just don't want this alcohol thing to get out of hand. My dad was an alcoholic, and I want to feel reliable to him instead of him going to another person's aid when he's drunk. Am I overreacting? I'm open to what you have to say, but please be kind. I'm in a hard mental place right now with everything else going on in my life too. Much appreciated. Now, our first story is definitely on the crazier side. If you guys are enjoying this episode, don't forget to hit the like button and smash subscribe on YouTube. Now, if you're on Spotify, don't forget to give me 5 stars, guys. Thanks. To answer your question, OP, I don't think you're overreacting. It seems like, to be honest, your boyfriend doesn't respect the boundaries that you guys set. And his words really don't mean anything. It seems like everything he says is like just fluff, like a cotton ball type of thing. Like he says it, it fills the air, and nothing's actually done. I don't know. I don't think you're overreacting. And I feel bad the OP thinks maybe she might be because of her anxiety or because, now she's worried she doesn't want to be controlling. I don't think this is a controlling thing. Something bad could have happened to your boyfriend for all you know, right? With the lack of communication, was he safe? Is he in a good place? Is he vomiting? Like, what's going on with him health wise or physically? OP has no way of knowing because he just basically said, "Oh, I'm going to sober up in an hour or two," and then just disappeared on her. And then she only finds out at 7 a.m. what happened or after trying to call through his coworkers. It's a horrible position to put your partner in. I think beyond the irresponsibility of you not controlling how much alcohol that you're drinking and taking into your body, you put your partner in that situation of worrying for you and not knowing what's going to happen to you or what's going on. I mean, they've been together for 5 years, and you're telling me of all the solutions, he's going to sleep at coworker's house? Come on. Like OP said, he could have done the following. 1, perhaps not drank as much. Hello? 2, tell his actual girlfriend, "Hey, can you pick me up? I can't drive." No, instead he's saying, "Actually, I'm going to crash at someone else's place." It's not like your house is that far away. It's 20 minutes away. I get 5 minutes is closer, but 20 minutes is also not that far either. I have to say, my gut instinct is going to kind of the dark end of this and thinking maybe there's more to your boyfriend's relationship with Pam than he lets on because she's his first go to when he's not comfortable driving, when he doesn't feel safe driving or he doesn't want to go home. He's going to Pam. Come on. Let's see. First comment from Efficient Win 8604. Are rideshares available in your city? With Uber and Lyft available, there's no reason not to make it home. You should have a conversation and make sure he understands your boundaries and you understand this. OP actually responds. She says, "Yes, we live in SoCal, so rideshares are abundant. He told me he could barely think at all last night. He threw up, then passed out on her couch. Didn't have the mind to call me or a rideshare. He said sorry and told me it wouldn't happen again. I'm just really hurt at the moment." I don't know. I would be pissed just because this might be one instance, and I want to give boyfriend benefit of the doubt, but it may be one instance, but it's several points in which he could have made a different decision, and he didn't. All these bad decision making. I don't know. I would reevaluate if we're meant to be, I don't know if this might have crossed the boundaries a little bit too much for me.
Yeah, it seems like a series of many bad decisions in a
Yeah.
short amount of time, which is I would be concerned.
Right. Like I get, okay, at this point, maybe he's drunk too much and he passes out on the couch, like the 1 a.m. to 7 a.m. Like horrible, but I kind of get it if he's so drunk he completely blacks out. Like that's horrible. At that point, you're too far in the game, in a sense, to make a rational decision. I totally get it. But the whole drinking, promising to be home at a certain time, calling, like, and saying that, "Oh, like, let me sober up or I can't drive myself home." Like, you were still, you know, cognizant enough to know that you shouldn't be driving. So in my opinion, you could have literally told your girlfriend, "Hey, can you pick me up?" Let's see. Another comment from Comfortable Ad. Why did she tell you thanks for checking on him as if she was the mom or the wife thanking the good friend? Does he even invite you to these dinners? Commenter. Pick one tense or pick one form, singular or plural, and stick with it, please. Does he even invite you to these dinners? If I live with a partner that long, I'm sure I would be familiarized with people he spends that amount of time with. But meeting her once in all this time, I'm not saying there might be something, but this girl gives me the impression of being like this entitled friends that like to be the main character. I don't know. It's just a feeling. But letting that aside, is this the life you want? Just waiting for the business to start making good profit and they start taking business trips or events. Well, maybe Reddit got me traumatized. Ooh, I think this comment made a good point. I forgot about that. The whole when OP called Pam, she said, "Yeah, he's nauseous. He's fine now. He's passed on my couch. Thanks for checking in on him." Why would you say that to the girlfriend of your coworker? Wouldn't you say something more along the lines of if you're trying to reassure them, "I'll let you know if anything happens or I'll send you updates." Like I get that, but thanks for checking in on him as if it's almost like a ownership thing. It feels kind of weird, no? Am I reading too into it? What do you think? Do you think it was weird that she said that? That Pam
I
said it?
mean, listening to that again, yeah, I think that is a bit strange.
Yeah. So OP actually does respond to this comment. Oh, I like OP's name, Angry Pepperoni. It's kind of cute. OP says, that struck a nerve with me too. I didn't reply. I assumed it was a slip of the tongue and she was trying to be friendly, but it came out awkward. At least I hope so. He never invited me to the dinners. I felt that those outings allowed time for him with his friends without having his partner along because that's what Reddit told me a healthy relationship needs. I'm also not sociable, so I never asked to tag along. The female coworker is very, very extroverted. She's the loud, outgoing type, which is a reason I don't think we'll be good friends as I like to keep to myself. I'm just at a loss right now. I don't want to assume the worst, but I also don't want to be a fool that's been lied to this whole time. All right, I get that some people like to keep their social life, like their social circle, a little bit more separated from their partners. Like, I get that you guys don't always have to be clinging or attached to the hip, right? You don't have to go to all of your friend gatherings together. But you're telling me in 5 years you haven't been to friend outings once? That's the biggest red flag for me. OP, for real, if you were my girlfriend, I would tell you to be very careful and to look into this relationship between the coworkers and your boyfriend. There might not be anything there, but it just feels so exclusionary that you guys are a partner and you've never been involved. And I think that's maybe part of what led to this. It's kind of weird. It's a bizarre situation, to be honest.
Yeah, OP would be a fool to completely ignore this.
Yeah. What saddens me is she references, well, Reddit told me that you need time for people without the partner. I call BS. I call BS on that kind of dumb mantra. I'm calling it dumb because there's a difference between if you have a couple dynamic and you're both comfortable enough to hang out separately, that's fine. But to purposefully exclude your partner from friendly hangouts is weird.
It's just, I guess different people have different friendships and different groups,
Yeah,
and they might see that as, oh, it's a boys' night or it's a girls' night, and they want to keep it exclusively to that. To each their own. To me personally, I think our friend groups are that we don't really
care.
do any activities or say anything behind our partners' backs that we would not
Yeah.
be comfortable with having our partners there.
I think I act the same, whether like I'm with you or I'm with the girls or
Yeah,
you're with
yeah.
the
If
guys. Like,
to me, it's the same, right? If you want to have exclusive time with your girls, I would be understanding as well.
yeah.
That to me is not a.
For 5 years though, and you never meet them except for once.
Yeah, I think.
It's kind of
Yeah, I
weird.
mean, that would be weird if I've never met your friends in any sort of way. Because then, like, why is that? Are you hiding me
Right.
from them, or you're hiding something
Mm.
that would raise some suspicions? OP would definitely be a fool if
Yeah.
she did not look into this or set some clear boundaries about the situation and what should be happening in the future.
Okay. So we do have an update to the story. Ah, here we go. I I hope that OP gets her happy ending, but at the same time, I am doubtful that boyfriend is gonna mystically be like, babe, I screwed up. My bad. This will never happen again. I'm gonna fix this. Let's do it. What's your bet? What's your coin toss?
I'm hoping that boyfriend does that, but
Do you think he will though?
to be honest, no. Unfortunately
Ah,
for the OP. Or
oh man.
fortunately, maybe. Maybe
Maybe.
it's all for the better.
True. Let's see the update. Update. I expressed to him all of my concerns and feelings. He knows he effed up. He regrets it deeply. He said that had he not overconsumed, then I wouldn't have been put in such a distressful situation. He didn't go to the bar as intended because he felt like shit, mentally and physically. He said he won't drink for the rest of the month and will never get this drunk again. He explained he thought he was doing fine until the alcohol finally hit him. He recalls his vision getting blurry. That's when he made sure to let me know in case he blacked out. He said he was going to sleep in his car, but Pam insisted that it was unsafe and suggested to rest at her place. He reassured me that nothing happened that night besides him vomiting twice. He said his phone automatically turns on Do Not Disturb at midnight, so he couldn't hear my calls, and he was too out of it to contact me. He said he knows I do not like drunk behavior, so he was hesitant to call me first. I made it clear that his safety is my priority and to never hesitate to contact me, no matter the situation. I asked if he knows about the text exchanges between me and Pam. He said she approached him with the text at work, asking if everything was okay and how she felt I was being passive aggressive. She said she felt scared for answering a phone call from an unknown number in the middle of the night. She said some other stuff too, but he forgot. I asked what was his response. He said he didn't bother reading the text she showed and shrugged off her claims. I asked why didn't he defend me? He said she tends to ramble a lot. He was occupied with work tasks and didn't know how to respond at the time. He has diagnosed ADHD. Not gonna lie, I was a little disappointed he didn't immediately tell her to back off, but he's very non confrontational and it was the last day the restaurant was open. It was busy. I'll look past this. I'm sorry, but I'm glad that boyfriend's taking accountability for what he did and that he's committing to changing his behavior. So good for OP. But that's a red flag for me. The fact that he's kind of shrugging off instead of actively saying, shut up. That's my girlfriend you're talking about. Like, just chill out. She's just caring about my well being. Of course, she's going to be concerned. I blacked out without telling her anything. Pam feels like, you know what she feels like? She feels like the girl space friend of your boyfriend who feels entitled to him without dating him. Like, almost like, I don't know what to call this, guys. You guys will get what I'm saying, hopefully. But she's the girlfriend without the girlfriend title. Like, oh, don't worry, I'll take care of him. Oh, you know what? Your girlfriend was being really like passive aggressive with me last night. I took care of you. It's all good. Almost like expressing possessiveness of boyfriend without actually saying outright, hey, he's mine in a weird way. Does that make sense? I'm starting to realize I'm also saying her name in that sort of tone as well. Like, ugh, Pam.
Yeah, if I was in Pam's shoes, my first thought would be to contact
The partner.
the partner of the, I guess.
You know what's weird? Her response is saying, oh, sorry, I didn't pick up. Oh, I felt scared for answering a phone call because it was an unknown number in the middle of the night. So,
Like, what's gonna happen?
like,
Someone's gonna, you know, stick a hand through the phone and smack you in the face if you answer the phone.
like, you know what's weird to me? How can you like the relationship is so bizarre because 5 years together and you're telling me your closest coworker who you have regular dinners with, who you hang out with during lunch hours with for video games, doesn't have your partner's phone number or contact information? Oh, it's such a scary thing. Oh, she's the scary unknown number of the night. Come on. I Pam is not a girl's girl. I don't know if there's anything between Pam and boyfriend at this point, but I do know she is not a girl's girl. Do you know what a girl's girl is?
Yeah, I've heard it before.
Oh, I'm impressed. I didn't think you would know it. OP continues. I made sure to tell him that Pam approaching him during work to talk about me was very manipulative behavior. I do not like her one bit. I might have been distressed that night, but I made sure to sound polite and calm. I've been nothing but courteous to her. I told her who I was as soon as she picked up the call. I thanked her in the text for looking after my boyfriend. She was the one who thanked me first, sounding oddly possessive, and she was the one who provoked me after I personally reached out to her to give her my phone number and told her to contact me in case my boyfriend needs any assistance. She's the one who refused. Oh, okay. Okay. I
Yeah,
feel justified.
yeah, Pam is sus.
Pam is so sus. She is the villain. So, okay. If Pam is truly just trying to help out, just trying to help her coworker out, right? Innocent bystander over here. Why would she refuse to have the contact number? And also, how does one refuse a contact number? Once you send it, you have it, right? What did she refuse? Here's my number in case my boyfriend, like, in case this happens again, you can contact me. No. What are you refusing? To call you? I'm so mad. I'm so ticked off for OP. I am so happy that OP's making her feelings known. You speak your truth, OP. Ah, OP continues. I told him how inappropriate it was for him to sleep over at the opposite sex's house, whether their intentions were good or not. There were other options. I made it clear if anything similar would happen again, I'm done. I asked if he has any feelings for Pam. He vehemently replies, no. Says he's not a cheater and she's way too chatty. She also physically resembles his sister, who he has a shaky relationship with. Way too much for him to be attracted to her. Oh, boyfriend's somewhat attracted to her. You guys are going to call me crazy. But think about it this way. Okay, let me walk you through my logic. Whenever a guy so like strongly says, list a whole reason, like a whole list, like a Santa's like long scroll of reasons of why he doesn't like a woman, first thing that sticks out to me, you notice her a lot for someone that you don't like. You really like, you're close to her. And you're telling me, oh, Pam's too chatty. Pam reminds me of my sister, blah, blah, blah. But you spend all your lunch breaks playing video games with her. You start a whole business with her and you don't like her. You slept at her house when you were about to be blacked out because you don't like her. Hello? Yeah, boyfriend's not trustworthy. I'm sorry. OP, it's red flags for me. Red freaking flags.
You could have just left it at like,
I don't like her.
yeah, I don't like her. That's it.
You
Yeah,
have a
he doesn't need
whole
to
list of
explain anymore. I
reasons.
think he's kind of digging his own grave there.
No one needed to hand him the shovel in that case. He was
Yeah.
just like, let me just dig myself a hole. All right. OP says, I asked if Pam has feelings for him. He said, most likely not. I asked them why her responses to me are so strange. He said he has no idea. He's angry for the way I was spoken to after I read him the text and feels terrible for me having been treated by his coworker this way. I asked, will he say anything to her about her behavior? He said, the situation's tough. Oh, okay. OP says that he says the situation is tough. The startup he and Pam owns 50-50 is taking off and he doesn't want to have friction between the two of them. He's already invested a chunk of money into it. He just lost his job and the startup will be his main source of income for now. I told him I understand his position, but he needs to make sure Pam knows her boundaries. She's crossed it once. She doubled down that she was in the right as if she is of equal importance to him, and she's belittling our relationship and my role as his girlfriend who's gone through so much with him. I'm open to speaking with her myself, but if he chooses, he can do it. She recently surprised him with skincare after noticing his face was dry. I thought it was strange, but I shrugged it off, thinking maybe she's just being nice. I already buy skincare for him. That's it. Down with Pam. As a guy, if a girl coworker gave you skincare, would it not be weird?
I mean, it's weird to receive a gift from my coworker in
Oh,
general.
like randomly. Oh, you're
Yeah,
right.
that's just weird.
You brought up a good point.
I mean, maybe people have different relationships, but for me, it would be odd.
Like it kind of feels like you're that close to be like, oh, I noticed your skin's dry. Let me get you some skincare. That's weird.
I mean, besides the point, I think the OP should just. I mean, the boyfriend of the OP
Should
should
stop.
set
Should say
should set
something.
clear boundaries there.
I get that he's non-confrontational, but I'm sorry, you're an adult. Sometimes adulting calls for confrontation. If you're not going to set the boundaries, I think the reason part of Pam's behavior is him never setting a boundary and never saying no. Like he's scared of causing friction, but I mean, the reason why this friction keeps happening is because you keep letting things slide. A real partner and a real friend would understand your boundaries and say, hey, you're so right. I'll back off. You're not comfortable with it. That's fine. Now, if Pam feels pissed off from this boundary conversation, then that kind of sets off a lot of red flags with Pam, even more than there already is.
Right, because if things keep escalating and going on that way, it's just gonna get worse. It's not gonna get magically better, right?
Right. OP finishes up and says He said he'll keep his distance from her. His workplace shut down, so he won't see her 5 days a week anymore. He'll only drop by her house if they need to work on the startup in person, around 2 times a month. We have a hyperactive dog, so I understand why her residence is the go to meetup location. He says most of the time her roommates are home as well. He'll limit contact with her, no more video games, and no more outings with her. Everything will be kept strictly professional. He doesn't want her to disrespect me like that, and he doesn't want to give mixed signals. He said if she brings me up again, he'll politely shut her down and defend me so she gets a hint that he'll be on my side no matter what. That's all, folks. Since this is the first time something of this scale has happened between us, I choose to trust him. He sounds remorseful as long as he makes it clear to Pam and doesn't let his consumption get out of hand. I'm willing to trust him and give him one more chance. Thank you, everyone. I have mixed feelings about this conclusion. On one hand, I'm glad that boyfriend seems to be trying to adjust his behaviors, which is great. But what I'm nervous about is his phrasing of if Pam brings it up again, I'll say something. So are you just waiting for the next occurrence to happen to say something? I feel like he should be more proactive and just lay out law of the land and just say something straight up, clear the air, and then they can continue being professional with their startup. But maybe that's just me. I feel like that would be the better, healthier way to go about it. But if it works for OP, it works for OP. Let's see what the comments say. First comment from Organic Aardvark. One thing I will say is I never cared if my husband was friends with the opposite sex. But when you know something's off, trust your gut. When we started dating, he had a lot of female friends. I was always accepting of that as long as they were accepting of me. As soon as they don't want you around, that's a major red flag. His best friend flipped out on him one night because we were going to dinner and he texted her that him and I, were on the way to get her and she didn't want me there. Needless to say, they haven't talked much since that incident and we are married now. He had another female friend he was close to when we met, and she was a bridesmaid in the wedding. It's more about how people treat you, and the way Pam treated you is a massive red flag. Good on your boyfriend, just make sure he sticks to that now. I agree. I think this was a very wise comment. It makes sense. I'd say, OP, trust your gut. Another comment from Actual Offer. In response to, she's belittling our relationship and my role as his girlfriend. My question is, why does she feel so emboldened to do this? Why does she feel it's okay to badmouth you at work, to your own boyfriend, no less? Personally, I'd have him establish boundaries with her right there in front of me. Boyfriend. Hey, Pam, thanks for letting me sleep at your house last night. As you know, I was really drunk. That wasn't supposed to happen. It was inappropriate of me to stay at another woman's house. My girlfriend is right, and she should have been called to pick me up. Going forward, to prevent any more misunderstandings, I will not be drinking or accepting any drinks from anyone, regardless of the event, if my girlfriend isn't in attendance with me. I like the crafted word for word response from the comment. Yeah, I kind of, you know what? I'm leaning towards this. Have him actually say something and set the boundaries in front of Pam and in front of you. Because I'm very curious, is this a situation where boyfriend is saying one thing to the girlfriend, but saying something else to Pam? I would say I'm sticking with OP is not overreacting. Has your opinion changed?
Yeah, it's not. I think if Pam has no bad intentions and she's a reasonable person, she would be able to handle the. Well, I don't want
The
to call it.
change in behavior, I guess, the
Yeah,
change in
yeah.
outings. Yeah,
The setting of boundaries. She should be okay with that.
agreed. All right. Our next story is from the subreddit, Am I the A-hole? Am I the a-hole for refusing to throw away a bunch of my clothes because my partner thinks I have too many? Quick disclaimer, guys. This is our wild pick of the episode. Wild pick is just that. The pick that I chose because the story just seemed a little silly, a little wild, a little bit out of the blue, and I thought you guys would enjoy it. So, OP says, my partner, 41-year-old male, and I, 34-year-old female, moved into a new home recently. He's paying for the home as well as the vast majority of our expenses. He's well off, and my net worth is about 3% of his for context. In our home, we have a walk in closet. Currently, I use 60% of the closet, he uses 20%, and 20% is unused and available for him to use. In addition to the closet space in our bedroom, we currently have 2 guest bedrooms with large closets as well. Prior to purchasing our new home, we lived separately. When moving here, I was very deliberate about which of my clothes I was bringing and used it as an opportunity to get rid of a ton of items of clothes that I no longer want. My partner has said to me, hey, I want us to go through your clothes and decide which ones we're keeping and which ones you don't wear or use and we should get rid of. I responded, okay, we can, but I already did that and I only brought over the clothes I know I want to keep. So I don't think this is necessary and won't lead to me getting rid of them. He responded that he still wanted to go through them. It's fine if we don't end up getting rid of anything, but also that he doesn't want to bring junk into our new home and that I have too many clothes. He also offered that we could go through his things and do the same. But I said that I don't have any problem with how many clothes he has, and I'm not concerned about what he keeps and doesn't keep. To me, this whole thing is unnecessary, and I don't even see why it needs to be an issue. We have the space, I already did what he's asking me to do on my own, and also I'm having a hard time seeing why this even matters or is an issue. This isn't the first time this has come up. He's brought it up multiple times, leading to a similar conversation, though last night's was especially vitrolic. Vitrolic? Vitrolic? Vitriolic. You guys will have to correct me. OP continues, I got upset about it when we were discussing it last night and said, why can't I bring what I want into our new home? And he said, fine, I don't care, bring anything, and why don't you pay for everything too? And then he left because he needed a break. Reddit, am I being unreasonable here? Here's the thing. When OP said I use 60% of the closet and the partner uses 20%, I'm not gonna lie, I envisioned my own closet. I have to confess, I do take up probably 60% of our closet and then probably uses 20%. That's true. But you're okay with that, right?
Yes, but the amount of clothes in general should
Oh
be
my
kept
God.
under a certain threshold.
I agree with you. Hey, guys, before you judge me, I regularly do, like when the seasons change, like every fall, every spring, I do a closet clean out. Like I give away, pack up my clothes that I don't wear anymore to donate, or I give some to like friends or my sister if they want them. Okay? So I am actively trying to maintain a reasonable amount of clothes at all time. Here's my thing. As someone who has been on this side of the table in terms of too many clothes, too many things, I get it. I get that it can feel unreasonable from your partner, for your partner to just bring up, oh my God, you have so many clothes. Can we look through them and get rid of things you don't need or don't wear anymore? I get it. You can be annoyed by that. That's completely normal. I'm hesitant to be on OP's side though, for once, because OP says the following. One, partners brought this up multiple times. And I think enough clothes can mean different things to different people. For example, one of my girlfriends, I kid you not, the first time I saw her closet, it wasn't a closet. It was a bedroom. Like she had a whole separate bedroom dedicated to her clothes. Okay? And to me, that was way too much. So, keeping that in mind, and if she's taking over 60% of the clothes, like 60% of closet space already, I think there's a chance that OP might be the a hole if she's continuously kind of like sidestepping her partner's concerns. Because it seems like this is something that annoys him. He's been bringing it up multiple times, and every time she's kind of like, yeah, we can do it, but I'm not going to dump anything. That's basically you saying no. Let's be honest. Let's be real, right? Because you're saying yes, but then you're saying you're not going to actually, like, nothing's going to result from it. So what's the point? I think she's kind of shutting him down on this a little bit too much because for all we know, maybe she's taking up way more than 60% of the closet and she's taking up over different bedroom closets because she mentioned very conveniently that in addition to closet space in our bedroom, we have two guest bedrooms with large closets as well. So are you planning on filling those guest bedroom closets with your clothes as well? OP?
I mean, I think better question here is, are those filled already?
It could be. Well, they moved into a new home, and I think there's a chance, okay, let's be real. You might be a clothes hoarder, and partner sounds a little bit concerned that you might be kind of, moving in with the whole luggage, bedrooms full of clothes. So I'm kind of hesitant. I think OP's a little bit of the a-hole for how she's responding to her partner's concern. However, I will say, I think partner's also the a-hole because while it can be understandable that you're pissed that your partner feels like she's ignoring you or whatever, or maybe you're just pissed off with the amount of clothes, when he says, fine, I don't care, bring anything, why don't you pay for everything too? That makes the partner the a-hole. Like, come on. You don't want to bring the partner finances into it. It makes you a dick.
For
Because
sure.
now
Yeah, for sure. I think that the partner was being petty at that point.
Yeah. Like, come on.
You know what would solve this
What?
or help to
What?
make a better decision or better, I guess, opinion about the story? A simple photo of what the closet looks
That's
like.
true. That's true. Okay. I'm thinking scenario one is maybe one regular sized bedroom closet, right? Split at the 60% OP's clothes, 20% partner's clothes, and 20% empty, right? Just as she described it. No more, no less. That's all the clothes that's there, right? But scenario two is maybe the first bedroom, it's allocated like that, but then there's clothes everywhere across the house. Like all the other bedrooms are already filling up with different clothes. Basement's filling up with clothes. There are just clothes galore. So I'm kind of hesitant because either way, it would make me change my perspective a little bit. At this point, though, everyone kind of sucks. First comment. Quick skim the comments. A lot of the comments are actually saying that OP isn't the a-hole and worrying about the fact that OP's partner may be controlling because originally it seems like in her phrasing, I read you guys the updated phrasing because I don't see the old one, but it seems like originally the way OP had it phrased was that partner wants to go through her clothes alone, singularly, and then pick and decide what to dump without OP's opinion. So OP clarified it in her post now, which is what I read to you guys.
I mean, I can see that point, but at the same time, the fact that OP and OP's, I guess, husband or boyfriend,
Just as partner.
a
So we don't
partner,
know.
wants to go over the clothes together, I think there's maybe something just misunderstanding of what they think it's okay in terms of number or
I
amount of
think
clothes
so.
that they should have.
Yeah. I think it could be that as simple as OP probably thinks like say 100 items of clothing is okay to bring in the house and partner thinks like 50 is more than enough. I honestly think it's that simple.
I mean, what's your take on this? Do you think it should be whatever each person wants, or what is the right amount of clothing to have?
It should be a blend. I think there should be a healthy medium between what, for example, what I want to bring versus what you want to bring or what you think is okay. I don't agree with the whole pulling out the whole, oh, well, you want to pay for the house too kind of conversation. Like, no, let's not go there. But in a partnership, you want to approach it in a way that's healthy and hopefully acceptable to both sides, right? Yes, those are OP's clothes and they're moving in together, but you have to remember you're moving in together. Like you're going to be sharing all this living space,
Yeah,
closet or not. It doesn't matter if OP's partner is using the last remaining 20% or not, right?
yeah.
That's not the issue of, oh, he doesn't have space for his own stuff. No, I think it's justified that if you want to move to a new space, you don't want to clutter it with too much clothes. I think
Yes.
that's very okay.
So I think the partner should find the balance of what is
Yeah.
right for them. And I don't think that, also at the same time, I don't think that the balance needs to mean that, there should be a same exact number of clothes between
Yeah.
for each partner. I think it could be different amounts, but I think they should be both okay with that.
I agree. I actually don't think this story should be on Reddit. I actually think OP should take this and have a conversation with her partner, like a real one, not a dismissive, ugh, stop bringing up clothes, but in a way that's, all right, babe, can you tell me why you're so concerned about the amount of clothes? And have an honest conversation from there. For once, I think this story should be yanked off of Reddit. Redditors marked OP as not the a-hole. I think OP, you are soft a-hole. I think you and partner are both a-holes here, to be honest. And that you guys could probably like get through this. Like this doesn't seem like the end of the world. All right, so our next story is actually sent by you guys, and you guys sent me this through Instagram. If you have stories that you'd like me to share on the channel and get advice on, or just hear another thought and opinion on, send it to me on DMs through Instagram at Honey Hearts Podcast. So this story is from Cryptic Chatter 09. Thanks for sending in your story. She says, am I, 24-year-old female, an a-hole for wanting to cut off a friend, 23-year-old female, because she laughed at me when I started using spectacles, saying I look funny? I recently started using spectacles. The day before the incident, I told this friend that I feel so secure in glasses, but the doctor did advise me to use them. This girl who always preaches about why we shouldn't support body shaming, on seeing me the very next day, laughs at me in front of everyone in class, saying I look funny. I can't get it out of my mind.
How old are they?
She is 24, OP is 24, and her friend is 23.
So this seems like a university college type of
Yeah,
situation, right?
I think so because they talk about being seen in class, I guess. So I'd say it's kind of up to you, OP, but I don't think you're an a-hole for wanting to cut off your friend. Because, okay, it might sound silly at first, right? Breaking up a friendship over glasses. But, and also the fact that you're saying spectacles kind of reminds me of, like, for some reason, the UK Harry Potter vibes, like spectacles, Harry Potter spectacles. But getting back to the story, I don't think you're an a-hole because if you told your friend already that you feel insecure wearing glasses and that you're wearing it because your doctor advised you, for medical reasons, for vision correction, and your friend is going to laugh at you and in front of class as well, in front of everyone else in class, say that you look funny, that's not a real friend. Come on. Like she knew. It's different if your glasses are a little bit, say you were wearing really bizarre glasses, right? Like funky glasses. I don't know, crazy, like silly glasses. She could tell you in personal private, or if you guys have a relationship, you guys could laugh about it together in private, or she can make a little innocent joke about it, right? That's different. Here, it feels like she deliberately said something in a very public setting. And I think schools and classes can be kind of very harsh places to be sometimes because it's a place where you get a lot of peer pressure. It's a place where you get a lot of social anxiety. Like people are looking at each other, people are having conversations. It can be very intimidating. So the fact that she's saying this in class and saying you look funny and it bothers you this much, I don't think you're an a-hole. And that's my personal verdict. But I would advise you maybe if you feel unsure about whether or not to cut off the friendship, have another conversation with her and see what she says. If she's remorseful, if she genuinely didn't mean to come off a certain way and was just having a dumb moment, then maybe you guys can have a conversation about it and go from there. But if this is the moment that for you, that's it, that's also fine too. So that's my advice to you. And I hope that helps. If you guys have advice for OP, also share.
I think having a conversation is a good idea before you end the relationship.
Fingers crossed, maybe if you decide to have that conversation, maybe you'll learn differently about her. But not the a-hole. Our next story is from the subreddit AITH. Am I the a-hole for refusing to walk my daughter down the aisle? Am I the a-hole for not wanting to walk my daughter down the aisle? I, 61-year-old male, don't want to walk my daughter, 28-year-old female, down the aisle anymore. Her wedding's happening in a month, and up until a week ago, I was going to walk her down the aisle. I wanted to be there for my daughter on her special day. I've always dreamed of this moment ever since she was a little girl. I assumed I'd be walking her down. We hadn't even talked about it up until recently. She brought it up to me a couple days ago, and I told her I wouldn't do it. Me and her fiance, 29-year-old male, have become very close. They've been together since they were 20, and I've considered him like the son I never had. Not that I've ever been unhappy having only daughters, but it's been nice to have a relationship with a man I can take fishing and drink with, since my daughters aren't into that type of thing. I could never ask for anyone better for my daughter. He's very respectful, has a good job, and overall would be the perfect man for her. This is such a dad thing to say. He's very respectful, has a good job. Like, it's such a dad thing. OP says, a week ago, I caught my daughter doing something unthinkable and I don't know what to do. She has always had a close friendship with our neighbor's son, 28-year-old male. They haven't been seeing each other recently because my daughter moved away for school. But now with the wedding planning, she's been coming home almost every weekend to talk to her mother, my wife, about wedding stuff. I don't do much with the planning since it seems more like a mother-daughter type thing, but I've just been happy to have my eldest daughter around again. Maybe I've just been happy to have her around, so I didn't notice anything weird at first when she started hanging around our neighbor's son a lot more. I just thought she was catching up until I started noticing he was the only old friend she'd been seeing. I found this a bit weird, but thought nothing of it since they were practically siblings and inseparable until she moved for school. A week ago, I went out with some coworkers for a drink to watch a game at our local bar. I came home pretty late and I'd forgotten that my daughter was staying for the weekend. There was a car parked just outside of our driveway, which I found weird since my daughter doesn't drive. Before pulling in, I looked in the window of the car since it was on. There was a slight homeless problem in my area, and I assumed someone was sleeping in there. When I saw my daughter in the passenger seat kissing her childhood friend, I was disgusted. I didn't know what to do. It was like I was on autopilot. I got out of my car, leaving it in the middle of the street. I walked up to the passenger door, unsure of what to do. I knocked on the window to make sure she'd see me before going back to my car and going into the house. It probably wasn't the right thing to do, but I had a few drinks earlier. Oh my God. So was it last episode we had husband walking in on his wife cheating in his own home? I feel like this is like not worse, but also horrifying. Cheating is one thing. It's already bad, right? But to be caught by your dad? Ugh. The thought of like being caught cheating in public on your driveway, in your parents' driveway, it just, God, just cringe. Just cringe. Yeah. Oh, just bad. Sorry, guys. It's just give me a second. Get over the freaking secondhand cringe and embarrassment. OP says, my daughter came into the house shortly after me and tried to tell me it was nothing. I'm not proud of this, but I did raise my voice at her. My heart is broken for her fiance, and I could never support infidelity. I told her I'd be telling her fiance no matter how much I love him. I just can't let him be hurt like that. She told me if I told him or anyone, she wouldn't see me as her father anymore. And it really hurt me to hear her say that. I didn't speak to her for the rest of the weekend. This past weekend, she had come over again and started planning for our wedding. She asked me if I'd be walking her down the aisle. I told her I couldn't do it anymore, but I kept my reasoning vague since her mother and sister were with us. Now, her mother and sister are extremely upset with me, telling me I failed my daughter. They won't talk to me until I give them a proper reason. And her fiance has been calling me, telling me I've ruined my daughter's wedding. Am I the a-hole? This is heartbreaking. I'm so sad for OP. How dare his daughter do that? She's basically throwing him under the bus, making him the bad guy. So she's too chicken to fess up that she's been cheating with the neighbor's son. This sounds like a Wattpad story. And then she has the audacity to tell her dad, hey, dad, you want to walk me down the aisle as I get married to my fiance, who you've been close with, who I threw my 9-year relationship away for a neighbor's son? But yeah, can you walk me down the aisle though and be at my wedding, be happy for me and not tell anyone? Also, she blackmailed him. She said, if you tell everyone I've been cheating, then you're not my dad anymore. So she wants to burn not one bridge, but two at the same time. Okay, girl. Does not sound like the smartest light bulb in the shed. If you get my drift, I'm disgusted with the daughter. I am also really impressed with OP because a lot of people would cover for their family instead of feeling uncomfortable and wanting to do something about it. Dad is just saying, hey, I'm going to tell your fiance. I love him. I love my future son in law. And I know he might not be my future son in law anymore, but I'm going to tell him if you don't. I think it takes a lot of guts to say that, especially to your own kin, your daughter. That can't be easy. I hate that now he's straddling between, well, his daughter put him in the position of, oh, do I lose my daughter? Or do I let this horrible thing happen to my future son in law? I don't think, OP, you're the a-hole at all. So it seems like OP hasn't said anything yet to spare the mom and the sister the feelings. OP, I think you have to confess. For once, not your truth to tell, but it is something you have to say, if that makes sense. Like, I know you're not directly involved, but you kind of are. I think OP should clear his name and tell his wife and daughter the real reason why he won't be walking down the eldest daughter down the aisle. Because,
You know what? I had the same exact thinking about it's not the OP's truth to tell,
yeah,
but one point kind of changed my mind. The
what?
daughter decided to cheat in the parents' driveway in
Yeah,
the car, and
they were right in front of his
right.
house.
I mean, at that point, it kind of
Oh, you're
changed my
right.
opinion.
It kind of became his truth because
Yeah,
it's right in front of his house.
right. Completely reckless, crappy attitude. The whole situation, the blackmail, and now the OP is basically taking shit from everyone.
Yeah. Even fiance. Fiance is the one calling him saying, "You're messed up for not walking your daughter down the aisle." He's
Right.
getting all this like
Uh,
talk from
so
everyone.
for me, it seems that it's completely up to OP to decide what he wants to do,
Yeah.
and I don't think he can be guilted one way or the other about the situation. I also sort of feel bad if he doesn't say anything about it. Although I know he's going against his daughter in this case, which is very difficult. But I think in the long run, it would just save everyone headache, trouble, because
Oh.
I think that the daughter would do something like that in the future anyways,
Oh.
or it would lead to a divorce regardless.
But I think Opie would be a bit of a bad guy if he doesn't at least tell the fiance about it. Because dad also has a really long-term 9-year, well, not I guess not 9-year, but years-long relationship as a friend to this future son-in-law or would have been son-in-law. So I think from that perspective, that would make dad a little bit of a bad guy if he doesn't say anything and let this just unfold. Actually, no, okay. It would make him kind of a big a-hole if he doesn't say anything.
Yeah.
But I don't fault him though. Let's see what comments say. First comment from clearheaded01. Tell your wife and the other daughter the reason you're not walking her down the aisle and tell her fiance it's not right what she's doing to you or to him. Daughter also needs to be called out for what she's doing to her dad directly. Beyond the cheating, I think she went way too far. She sounds honestly like an a-hole. Like,
Well, I don't think
well,
that is even the question here. She's definitely an a-hole here, but
like I mean beyond the cheating, her personality sounds horrible. Another comment from eTuck1. Not the whole, please tell her fiance that poor guy deserves to know. And also explain to your wife what's been going on and explain how your daughter said she would not see you as a dad if you told the truth. That's that's a rough situation. So OP does have a quick edit. I'm planning on telling her fiance. I just don't want to do it over the phone. Thank you for all the comments. I realized that me staying silent is not helping anyone but my daughter. I will update after I tell him if there's anything to say. So let me check to see if there's been an update since. So this post is from 6 days ago, but no other comments or no other update posts have been made. So I hope, OP, I hope you were able to tell the truth. And the wedding might be off, but who says you can't still hang out with your ex son in law as a friend, as fishing buddies? Might make family reunions a little awkward, but for once, I'm okay with dad being friends with the ex son in law or to be son in law. You know, you guys had a relationship outside of this. Maybe it can survive the breakup. Might be a little awkward for a while though. So there's that. So last story is kind of a mix between a story and advice. And I thought it was kind of cute. So I want to share with you guys. So it's from the subreddit Gifts. Is it too pretentious to create a care package for a girl I'm dating for when she stays over? Need advice on what to include. OP provides details. Girl is female, 26 years old, and OP is male, 32 years old. OP says, I've been dating someone for a month. We have already spent a few nights together. Whenever we plan for her to stay, she brings her nightly skincare routine. I haven't paid much attention to the specific products she uses, but I do know she has a small lotion bottle that she refills. Recently, she ended up staying over without planning ahead, which caused her to miss her skincare routine. This got me thinking, would it be too pretentious or overstepping if I created a small care package for her to have at my place? I'm thinking of including some basics she might find useful in case we improvise and she ends up staying over again. I know every woman has her own skincare routine, but I'm curious about what general products are usually involved in the process. Also, what kinds of containers should I get so she can refill them with her own products? Are there any generic items I should include that might be useful, even if I don't know the exact brand she uses? Additionally, she usually sleeps in one of my shirts when she stays over. Should I consider getting her a pajama set, or would the care package be a good enough starting gift, with the pajamas being something to think about later on? Thanks in advance for any advice. I want to be thoughtful without overstepping any boundaries. OP is so sweet. Oh my gosh. This post has me like kind of like swinging my legs, giggling kind of. Oh, this is so cute. You know, there's that saying of to be loved is to be seen. This is it. This is so thoughtful. I don't think it's too pretentious for a guy to wanna get his girlfriend or someone he's dating a care package. I think it is so thoughtful. If anything, I think it's even sweeter than, like, a bouquet. Just because I think it's very sentimental and the thought, the emotion, it just shows such kind and loving intentions. Oh my god, I am swooning for your girl. I've Good for you, sir. Good for you. So, let's answer some of the questions that OP has. Is it pretentious? Absolutely not. Do it. What kinds of containers? I would say get the generic. They have those travel size refillable containers. I think that would be nice. They're kind of like they usually come in like 4 or 5 bottles of various small sizes that she can bring with her. Very convenient. Are there any generic items I could include that might be useful, even if I don't know the exact brand she uses? Um, mm, what would a girl need? I am a girl, but I need to think about this. What would be nice to have? For some weird reason, the first thing that I think of are snacks, all consumable related. So maybe I'm not the best person to ask, actually. Um, if there's a snack that she likes, get her those as part of the care package. I think that would be cute. But maybe a towel, like a towel for her, since I'm assuming she stays over. She's been sleeping over a few nights a week. A towel would be nice, like a regular body towel. Oh, get her one of those, like, nice spa towels, like, either, like, a thick plush one or one of those quick dry ones. Those are really good.
See, maybe a better question would be what would be off limits? What you wouldn't want to get? Example, I can think of
That's
like,
true.
I don't know, getting like a razor or something. Would that
That
kind
would
of
be weird.
imply something else?
Maybe not. Maybe don't get because okay, that's true. That's a good point. 'Cause I feel like getting someone a razor would kinda be like, "Hint, hint." It sounds like you're saying something else. Okay, OP, avoid the razor.
How about like, I don't know, for example, deodorant? Because it could be taken
Maybe not. Maybe not. Okay.
taken the wrong way there, right?
Okay, maybe we can't really be helpful in terms of what gifts to get, but we can help you with what gifts to avoid. Razors are no go. Maybe not deodorant.
How about like even a toothbrush or toothpaste? I mean, that
Oh
seems
yeah,
normal, right? But
yeah. No, yeah. I think
someone
that's
could take it
nice.
the wrong way too. They were like, "Do I have a bad breath or something?"
No, I think it'll be nice. Well, I think it's a very useful, normal item to have.
Okay.
Like it doesn't seem that out of the blue. Yeah, toothbrush, toothpaste for like the kind of showing that hey, you have space in my place. That's kind of nice. Yeah, add that in. Um, A hair comb or hairbrush, like a generic hair comb or hairbrush, whatever she uses would be nice.
So you're trying to say that I have messy hair.
No, dang it. No, like a generic. I think, oh man, I hope this is good. You guys can tell me if some of these ideas are bad. Oh, if she wears contacts, like prescription contacts or just contacts, contact lens solution, that's nice. Or an extra contact lens case. Um, if she wears glasses, glasses case. Maybe some cozy socks. I think that'll be nice, like cozy socks. Ooh, if you wanna throw in a little blanket, that'll be cute too. Like a cute, like, fleece blanket, one of those, like, Target themed blankets or, like, the not a full, like, bedding blanket, but, like, a little, like, throw? That's what it's called, like a throw, that would be cute. Oh, maybe her own mug. Like, one mug that's, like, specifically for her, like a cute mug or something. That'd be kinda cute. If she drinks coffee or hot chocolate or matcha, maybe get her, like, a little matcha kit thing to throw in there.
When is it too
Be so
much?
nice. It's never too much. He
Are
can
you
put in as
sure?
much as he wants. It could be a giant gift basket. Oh, I'm excited. I'm excited for her. I'm just envisioning the girlfriend's face when she gets this care package, and she's probably going to be so happy and overjoyed. So, some comments. We have some comments offering their thoughts on this. First comment from Bex Bets. No PJs. Let her sleep in your shirt. Agreed. The care package, don't go too crazy. Don't give it to her as a gift. Just pick up a few items and keep them in the bathroom. Buy some foaming face wash. Ooh, that's good too. A simple moisturizer, maybe some eye makeup remover, a toothbrush, and a toothpaste. That's what we said. Do not give her this as a gift. You should just tell her next time she stays over there that there are a few things for her if she needs them. Make sure they're new and unopened so she doesn't think you bought them for another woman sleeping over. That's actually
Yeah, that's a
smart.
good point.
That's a good point. You don't Oh. Oh, you know what I think is a smart advice though? One, the shirt. Don't get her PJs. Let her sleep in your shirt. I like that. I like that. I agree. But also not giving it to her as a literal gift, but kind of showing her like, hey, these for you. These are for you if you need them. There's a subtle difference, right? They're both a gift. Technically, it's a gift no matter what. A gift is something that you give for occasion. It's rare and out of the ordinary, or maybe not rare, but just for a special occasion, right? Like it's special. Not that this care package isn't, but care package, I think, is something more intentional and more like to signal that, hey, I see a for not forever. Maybe I'm jumping ahead of myself, but I see a future with you. Like I see this happening and I was thinking of you. Like I'm thinking of you gift. You know? So it's like a slightly different connotation. I agree. I agree with the advice here. OP says, thanks for the advice. I agree that keeping it simple, not making a formal gift is the way to go. I'll pick up a few basic items, keep them in the bathroom, and just let her know they're there if she needs them. Definitely making sure everything is new and unopened. Don't want any misunderstandings. Appreciate the thoughtful input. Another comment says from Effective Mongoose. Don't make the full package, but invite space for her. When I started dating my husband and we were at the point of sleepovers, he cleared a drawer for me. I brought my own PJs, skincare stuff, hair dryer, spare undies, etc. It was a thoughtful gesture and I really appreciate it. I'm also glad he left me to fill it because he would not have got the right stuff. Oh, I think this is a good one. In addition to the care package, clear a drawer or clear space for her. That speaks volumes. Like you're opening up your space to hers. It is so cute. I'm sorry, guys, if your ears are popping from the pitch of my voice. I am swooning for OP's relationship. So cute. So there is an update, or should I say edit? Edit. Wow, I never expected so many responses. Thank you all for the thoughtful advice. I tried to read them all and answer as many as I could. The majority suggested opening up some space in my bathroom so she can bring her own stuff, which I think is a great idea. I've also brought some basics like makeup removal wipes, cotton pads for her face, a toothbrush, and some empty travel bottles so she can fill them with her products and leave them at my place. In addition, I've opened up some space in my closet for her, even though she lives close by. I've decided to hold off on the pajamas for now, but she already has her designated t shirt for sleeping. Lol. She's coming over tonight. I'm planning to show her the space and give her the freedom to bring whatever she needs. Thanks again for all the help. This is so cute. Now hold your horses, guys. There's more. There's more to the cuteness. The reveal is coming. OP has a reveal. The reveal. That night, she came over to watch some movies. We talked for a while, and I gently steered the conversation towards her nighttime routine. I then told her I had something to show her. I took her to the bathroom and explained that I noticed she couldn't do her skincare routine the other day, so I decided to open up some space in the bathroom for her to keep everything she needed. I also mentioned I bought a few items to help her get started. Her reaction was priceless. She didn't make a big fuss, but I could see the happiness and surprise in her eyes. She immediately hugged me and gave me a kiss. Luckily, I had bought those makeup removal wipes, thanks to everyone who suggested them because she used them that night. I believe she loved it, not just for the gift itself, but for the thought and significance behind it, as many of you mentioned. The PJs are on hold for now because she loves the t shirt I gave her on the first night. So that's become her go to for sleeping. I guess the next step is to go grocery shopping to buy more of the stuff she likes or needs so she can feel a bit more at home. I mentioned the idea to her and she liked it. For those who might worry, making her feel at home is not the same as making it her home. Things are just starting and moving in together is still a long ways off. Once again, thank you so much for this experience. The recommendations, good wishes, and kind words were amazing. She got a great surprise. I was able to make her feel more comfortable, and I had the best online experience ever. Thank you so much, Reddit. Oh, it's so cute. So cute. Okay. The t shirt thing, I totally got. So when Emma and I were dating, I preferred wearing his t shirt to my PJs. I don't know. This is girl logic. I don't know what it is. It's more comforting. Like they're like a comfort item in regards to my PJs. Does that make sense? Am I the crazy one? I can't be the only one. Well, clearly I'm not because OP's girlfriend is that way. But anyone else who prefers boyfriend or partner's t-shirt over regular girl PJs, let me know. Let me know. OP does have a few or I guess a quick update. Basically, OP just says thank you again to everyone for sharing the kind words. OP says that I've been walking on air for the past few days. A few mentioned it might be too soon, but still offered great advice. And there was one that I had honestly no idea what they were talking about. Lol. For those asking, yes, I do have an older brother, but he's married. So sorry about that. On the bright side, my dad just broke up with his girlfriend, so he's available. Lol. I didn't see in the initial comments, but I guess some people tried to shoot their shot and ask if, hey, you got relatives? You got a brother I mean, hey guys, he's got a dad. So if anyone's looking, he's got a dad. Dad is available. OP says, as I mentioned my first edit, after considering some of the comments, I decided to take it easy. I bought some empty travel bottles. Okay, so he's just basically reiterating what he bought. But, oh, he just moves on to thank Reddit in his final edit and update. I am so happy that this is so heartwarming. I think this is one of the sweetest posts we've ever read. Not the typical Am I the a hole ones, but I hope you guys enjoyed it. I thought it'd be nice to mix it up once in a while with some kind of advice style and dive into different topics with you guys. Now, this was OP's best online experience ever. But if you enjoyed this online experience of hanging out with me with this Reddit stories today, let me know in the comments. And don't forget to smash the like button and hit subscribe. And if you're listening on Spotify, don't forget to give me 5 stars, please. And I'll see you guys in the next episode. See you guys. Bye.